Thanks so much for visiting Tina Butty on YouTube. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. "'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there."
Hello, and welcome to the Tina Butty podcast. Merry Christmas Eve, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
And if you've forgotten, I'm Dominic.
And I'm Erica.
And this is going to be all about our favourite toys that we got from Santa.
Yes.
Father Christmas, as he's known in some parts of the world.
Yeah, St. Nicholas.
Old Saint Nick.
What else
Where's
did they
the
call
little
him?
Saint Nick?
Kris Kringle.
Kris Kringle. Sinterklaas.
Yeah.
Yeah, the man with the bag.
Papa Noel.
Papa Noel. Do-do-do-do-do. Papa don't preach.
Oh, I get it. Oh my gosh.
Papa mau mau.
We
Mau mau.
We promise we haven't had anything to drink.
No, we haven't. Even though it is Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah, so... Well, I mean, we asked a few people, didn't we?
We did, yeah. We put the
on
question
Instagram
out.
And Twitter and everywhere.
Yeah.
We had a few replies from
Yeah.
you. So we're going to get to them now.
Yeah, let's start off with people's replies first, and then we'll talk about our own memories.
Yes.
Not half, because I don't really remember many things that I got from Santa Claus. It's been so long ago.
It's been a long time. I mean, I remember when I was,
Yeah,
we'll talk about it later
get
on.
there.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
On Instagram, Youth Quaker Mimi says, "A Snoopy snow cone maker as a kid and an Apple TV as an adult.
Well, that's awesome. Santa
still visits as an adult.
Well,
What about me?"
Never mind you. What about me?
Why doesn't Santa love me?
Why?
Oh God, a Snoopy snow cone maker. I remember those.
I vaguely remember them. Yeah,
they were very popular. I think that those go
Snoopy Ice
back.
Maker.
I think those go back a ways, actually.
To like the 60s, maybe?
Something like that, because I think that like that show American Pickers.
Oh, yes.
I'm sure they've seen an old one in a barn somewhere, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is worth some money."
Yeah.
But yeah, an Apple TV, that's definitely a good Santa gift.
I want an Apple TV.
Mm-hmm. Maverick454 on Instagram says Sega.
Sega.
Yeah, I remember that.
I always wanted one as a kid, but never got one.
My stepbrothers had one, so,
the Sega Mega Drive, it was called in the UK.
We had one, essentially, then. When my mom married their dad. The only thing I can remember playing on that was
Sonic
the
Hedgehog. That was the only game, I think, wasn't it?
Surely there were more games.
Well, I remember, it was about 92, 93, that my mate in Scotland got one. My mate, yeah. My wee pal, as it's known. And he got one, and I was constantly around his house playing Sonic.
Oh, Sonic was so fun, yeah.
Yeah, and that was the only game, as I remember, he had, and, that was it.
I remember they had one, and...
Sega Mega Drive, man.
And I think they'd had it for a little while by the time I knew them, because they weren't... they still played it, but they weren't as interested, and it was new to me, so I was on that thing playing Sonic all the time.
I never mastered Sonic, and I used to watch, and I used to play a little bit, but it was one player, I think, back then.
Yeah, a lot of those games, it was like Super Mario Brothers had come out on the Nintendo.
And
there were like a lot of variations of that game, weren't there?
Yeah, there was, yeah. I mean, the first game console, I think I've mentioned this before, was I ever got was the Nintendo 64. And
mine was a regular Nintendo, yeah.
And that came with Mario Kart and GoldenEye 007. So that was it.
Oh, God. Mallory Kalina on Instagram says Teddy Ruxpin.
Teddy Ruxpin, you're obsessed with that,
and a
aren't you?
CD player with an Elvis CD when I was 11.
Well, the blue.
I was
Christmas.
I wasn't sure if you were like
without
having
you.
a problem, having some kind of problem.
How dare you insult my Elvis impersonation like that? That was so good, the king himself would say.
Teddy Ruxpin. Yeah, I had a Teddy Ruxpin too. I'm pretty sure that was one of my Santa gifts at some point also.
Well, obviously, I never. I don't.
You don't remember Teddy Ruxpin?
I don't remember that. I mean,
I wanted. So cute.
Was he as cute as the child / baby Yoda /
he
Grogu?
He was pretty cute. I mean, he read to you. His little eyes moved. His mouth moved.
Oh, vaguely. I mean, I didn't grow up with like a sister my age, so you know.
I mean, he could have been for boys. He was a teddy bear.
I mean, I got a teddy bear, but it was just a stuffed bear.
So Teddy Ruxpin had a little tape player in his stomach.
No, nothing cute like that.
You opened it up and you put the tape in.
Oh, maybe someone had it.
He had a little. I can't remember if he had a place on his back where you could store the tapes, but he had a little thing on his back where you could store the books that went along with it. So you had the book, and then he read you the book, and you could just follow along in the book.
To be honest, I might remember a school friend, Felicity. She had one, I think.
He was so cute.
I think she had one, and, it was just like, I was just like, I wasn't really interested in it, so,
He was my little boyfriend. I remember thinking he was cute, like, he's cute. He's, when you're a kid, you're attracted to cartoon characters.
Apparently. That's the thing. That's the going thing. You watch cartoons, you get attracted to them. That's
and
what
Teddy
happens.
Ruxpin had a little friend called, I think his name was Grubby.
His name was Grubby?
Someone correct me if I'm wrong.
Grubby, are you there?
And he was like a grub. He was like a little yellow bug guy. Yeah, he had legs and he had a head. I never had one of him. Some years later, my grandma found one in a garage sale, and she was like, "Oh, look." And I was like, yeah.
Grubby.
Not into that anymore.
Not into that anymore. What were you into then?
Oh, God, I don't know. Who knows? Wolf Spirit 736 says, 1996, 8-inch posable Madeline Dolls. Best present ever. I have the whole bed and kitchen set.
Yes!
Madeline Dolls are still very popular, I think. Oh, wait, no, I'm thinking of the American Girl dolls. Madeline Dolls?
I don't know.
I'm not sure what a Madeline doll is.
I don't know.
It must be
You're asking me. I never collected dolls as a kid,
8-inch, So that's smaller than a Barbie. Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, we should have looked that up. Yeah, I don't remember Madeline Dolls. Interesting.
Interesting.
Apparently, it was the best present ever for a Wolf Spirit, though. So yeah, that's good. It's always nice to get a best present ever. H Stephanie 9 on Instagram says a trampoline and a guitar.
A trampoline and a guitar. Have you ever tried to play guitar while jumping on a trampoline? It's a little bit like Pete Townsend,
A trampoline, that's a big Santa present. I can imagine being like super impressed. Yeah,
I would have wanted a trampoline. I think back when I was a kid, I would have wanted a trampoline. Then as I got older, I would have wanted a guitar, which we'll talk about that later on. We'll talk about that later on.
We had a trampoline. I don't remember if it was a Santa present.
I never had a trampoline.
Oh, really?
Ever.
Yeah, trampolines.
The first time I came into contact with one was at a gym. Was at a PE lesson when they had this big, massive one. The school brought out one, and I was probably already about 10 at that time, And of course, all the kids got to stand around it while all the other one, oh yeah, we'll let you all have a go. But of course, me and a bunch of other kids didn't get to have a go. So
no.
And I've never been on a trampoline since. So if you've got a trampoline handy, send it my way.
One of my grandmas had a trampoline. She kept kids for a living. She was a babysitter. She had a little daycare. She ran a daycare out of her house. And this was back in the days when there was absolutely no health and safety standards.
No health and safety. Health and safety didn't come in till the year 2000.
This was a rectangular trampoline with these huge springs. And I can remember, just pretty much all the kids she kept jumping on there at the same time. There was no, one, take turns or anything. And I remember this one girl she babysat jumping on it, and she jumped backward or something. I don't know. As she fell into the springs.
What?
Crotch on the spring, legs in between the holes. Yeah, it was terrible. She was like, screaming.
And she's still there now.
And then I don't know how long after that it was, but I'm sure that her having that trampoline is what made my brother and I want a trampoline.
Because you wanted to do exactly the same thing.
And no. Already, by the time we got our trampoline, they had already invented this little, like, foam kind of thing that went around on top of the springs.
Oh, yeah, so you couldn't, like, injure yourself. Yeah.
You went around the entire edge of the springs, and there was no, like, nowadays trampolines have, like, a net all the way around them, so you can't, like, fly off while you're jumping.
You'd have to bounce really high, because I think, there's a net.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, sometimes the net, it doesn't compensate for the body weight of being thrown, so when you hit that net, if you bounce and you hit that net, you tip over the trampoline.
Oh, no.
I've seen that happen several videos. People do it, and it's just like...
Well, now I've seen they're digging into the ground to place the trampoline down where it's basically like ground level.
Ground level, yeah. Flush with the ground,
so you're jumping, you're able to jump, normally, but... If you fall off, it's like you just fall onto the ground.
You just fall onto the ground and you die.
You're that... No, you don't.
No, everyone's okay. Nobody dies in this film. This is not a Disney film.
Jay Fleshman 7. Hi, Jay.
Hello, Jay.
Set on Instagram says big wheels. Oh, you got a big wheels. Oh no, it's Power Wheels that I wanted. Big wheels. Yeah, we'll get to that.
It's not. No, I wanted a. So-and-so doll, not a Madeline.
Power Wheels. Power Wheels. Power Wheels. Those were like the little cars that you could drive yourself.
Oh, yes. I always wanted them.
I always wanted
I used to see kids driving down the street in them, and I used to be like, I see you rolling, and I hate it.
But I know what a big wheel is, so we'll talk about that in a second. He says, big wheels, Star Wars toys, orange-colored bicycle with a white banana seat.
Those are classic.
Are they? Yeah. Yeah.
A white little banana seat, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Star Wars toys. I mean, my nephew is obsessed with Star Wars. That's what he's asking for Christmas this year. Star Wars toys.
Yeah.
Jay, if you still had those Star Wars toys, maybe you do.
A bloody fortune.
I think they would be, yeah. The big wheels, though, were like, and guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but like a tricycle. Only you're close to the ground. It's like on the ground. You kind of sit back like that. It has the wheel in the front is kind of big. And the pedals are out like that.
Yes.
Yeah, I had one of those at my grandma's house.
Oh, yeah. I remember. I vaguely remember them now. And know
those
what you're talking about.
Everybody had those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if they do those anymore.
I imagine they... I don't know. No, I mean, it's... What I'm talking about is people who had the electric kind of, like, cars, what they came in, like those things that you could actually, like, drive like a car. It was battery operated.
Power wheels. Those are called Power Wheels. Yeah, that's what I...
They made them out to look like, like a Jeep or a Ferrari or a Porsche or something like that. And, you see kids like... I just hate those kids. I've seen them and I was like, oh, you buggers, you. How dare you ride that?
Those things cost almost as much as an actual used car.
Well, at the time, yeah. I mean, I don't know how they, because we go into Walmart and, we can go down because they're right around there by the bikes. Yeah. And still to this day, I'm thinking, I should get one of them. I should buy one of them. I get the money and I'm going to buy one of them. And it's like, I can't fit in it anymore. But I just want it.
When I was little in Toys R Us, going to Toys R Us was a huge event when I was little, right? Because they let you actually play with the toys and test them out and stuff. So sometimes you would see kids driving those Power Wheels down the aisles.
That was probably where I started hating them. Because they were all on them and I couldn't get on them. And I was just like, ew. And then the dad goes, oh, should we buy that for you? Oh, let's buy that for Henry. Yes. Because they were so rich.
Yeah.
Like, you.
Like the really cute.
Get out
topless,
of my pub.
Red Jeeps.
Yes.
Things like that. Those. So cute. Yeah, I always wanted one of those. My niece got one.
Oh,
several years ago For like her, she was like 2, I think. That was what all she wanted for Christmas. Like, if you asked her the whole year, she was asking for that.
The pink Barbie car.
That's what she
pink
called
Barbie
it.
car.
I want a pink Barbie car. Pink Barbie car. And so, of course, Santa brought her a pink Barbie car because she literally did not ask for one other thing. And I was jealous of her then. It's like, how dare you? You got one. I always wanted one.
When we get a house and stuff, we'll do that. We'll have 2 of them in the garage, We'll just
lean over them and
all the kids would be like.
Another thing I always wanted. I don't know that I ever asked for one though. That just talking about Toys R Us and remembering the kids driving the cars around the aisles. Like a little playhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted one of them
because in Toys R Us, they always had those set up and there were always kids in there playing.
No, when I was a kid.
You could knock on the door, like peek your head in the window and be like, hello, can I have a cup of tea or whatever?
Cup
come
of
on
tea.
In, come in my house.
You didn't ask for a cup of tea.
Yeah, you would ask that for some reason because it's like your little storybook house, isn't it? Come have a cup of tea. Come to my tea party.
My tea party.
Yeah.
Hello. You look nice today.
I always wanted
Welcome to my party.
I always wanted that big kind of stuff. I think all kids do, like playhouses or a play kitchen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Play kitchens, playhouses and a slide.
Yeah.
I did get a slide though.
Yeah, we had a swing set. Drea Alagogo on Instagram says a spirograph.
Oh.
That's a really interesting one.
I'm thinking a spirograph is like one of those. Wait, what is it?
No, go ahead because I think you're right.
It's what is it? What do you call it? You turn the things.
Oh no, that's an Etch-a-Sketch.
Etch-a-Sketch, yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. What's a spirograph?
I think a spirograph is you put the pen down on the paper and you can do like spirographs. You can
draw.
Yeah, you like spin it around and it makes these like designs like that.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
that's what.
Funnily enough, I think my niece has asked for one of those this year.
Oh.
Yeah.
Santa, are you there?
But yeah,
Santa?
And it came with different colored pens and stuff, so you would, oh god, yeah, I remember kids having that at school. And like, you do it during class and change out the pens with the different colors and make really like pretty designs and be like, oh yeah, here, I made this for you, Yeah. You could use it to make a card to give to somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really fun one. That's something different. Mina Love on... Instagram says Barbie dolls.
Barbie dolls, yeah. You love a Barbie doll, don't you?
Yeah, that was probably my main thing I asked for Santa, like, pretty much every year was Barbie. It's like just whichever Barbie was hot that year, I wanted Barbie everything. I was always Barbie crazy. And, I usually would get, when I was a kid, I think maybe they still do them, I don't know, but when I was a kid, they were a very big deal, and they were quite kind of expensive for a Barbie.
Yeah.
But Mattel did these holiday Barbies every Christmas, and she would have like a really special dress, like it was a big deal, like, oh, what's the holiday Barbie gonna look like this year, And she'd have like a big kind of ball gown type dress on, and it would be like holiday theme, so green or silver sparkly or whatever.
Sparkly.
And sometimes it would have ribbons, so she looked like she was a bow, or it would have like poinsettia type things, and she looked like a big flower, whatever. I always wanted that every year. So usually I think that was my main thing that Santa would bring me, because she was quite expensive, and more so for, like, I would say collectors, but of course I was a kid and I wanted to take her out of the box.
Take her out of the box, play
put
with
her
them.
Shoes on her, put
a dress on them.
She's very fancy. No, she never came out of her dress, thank you very much. That was the dress she lived in for the rest of her life, because...
That was every Barbie I ever saw from every girl I went round to their house, beheaded, arms missing... And they didn't have a brother. They didn't have. Some of them didn't even have a brother. So you figured, it was the brother that did that or whatever, But it's like some of them didn't, and it's just like, they must have just dismembered that Barbie in a fit of rage one day when she wasn't doing as she was told. We've got a couple more.
Yeah.
Well, one off Twitter from Navdeep. He says, toy truck. I could store my action figures in the back of it.
Aww.
I made Spider-Man and Mr. T sit together. I'm sure they had a very interesting conversation. Spider-Man and Mr. T.
Yeah, that's so fun. That's a classic, isn't it?
Yeah.
That never goes out of style, a toy truck.
I had all that.
A dump truck, I wonder, or like a pickup truck?
Probably a pickup truck.
I would think over here it's like...
it might be I don't know.
The classic, like, toy truck.
I used
to make it. The yellow dump truck.
I used to have little dumper trucks. And, I had all the construction vehicles, like diggers and stuff like that. I was obsessed with all that kind of stuff. I was obsessed with cars when I was a kid. So, yeah, that was the same thing.
Yeah.
For me. Diana on Instagram says, I wanted an official Red Ryder carbine action 200 shot range model air rifle.
Sounds like
someone else's present, that does. Well, I've got to tell you, Diana, you'll shoot your eye out, kid.
It's very familiar, that present, yeah.
She says, lol, I wanted Steve Madden platform sandals, a Furby, Tamagotchi, and rollerblades because all the cool kids had it.
Oh my gosh, Tamagotchis. Yes.
Yeah, Tamagotchis were the big thing when I was a kid.
Everybody wanted those.
I didn't.
I didn't have one. I wanted one, but I got a Gigapet. I got a Gigapet instead. It was basically the exact same thing. You just took care of it. You had to feed it. It was so annoying because it was like, oh no, it's going to die.
Yes. I haven't fed, I haven't watered them. Oh, yeah. It's dead. No.
Platform sandals. Yeah, those were a big deal too.
Steve Madden. Mm-hmm. There you go, you see.
There you go.
Shutterbone says, not a toy, but my dad spent over $1,500 on musical instruments for me at Christmas 1997. A drum kit, 6 guitars, and a bass. It fostered my interest in music, and I started playing in bands shortly thereafter. I still write songs and record music to this day, not to mention I'm a total guitar geek, and all that would have never happened if he hadn't done that. My mum wasn't pleased with him, even less so when I joined a new metal band in 1999, and we used the downstairs as a rehearsal space. Yeah. I mean, if that had happened to me, yeah, my interest in music would have come a lot earlier.
Oh my God, 6 guitars. I mean, you basically had no choice but to start a band.
Yeah,
you're given
6 guitars. It's like, well, I better get my friends over here and get them playing.
Oh my gosh.
A bass and a drum kit. I would have loved a drum kit. I still want a drum kit, obviously, because I'm into music and stuff.
My little brother and the drums every year. That's what he wanted, and it's just like it just didn't happen.
I don't think when I was like 10, 9, 10. My interest in music was burgeoning because of the Beatles. Really, I'd just gotten into them.
Yeah,
but I wasn't really thinking, oh, maybe I can play guitar. And then one day, I said to my dad, I was like, oh, I kind of want a guitar. Mm-hmm. He goes, oh, I've got an old one.
Yeah.
And it was mine.
Mm-hmm.
My dad bought it for me.
For the same reason. Because of the Beatles.
Because of the Beatles. It was.
Yeah.
So I saw the Beatles on TV, and my dad bought me this, it was this nylon strung, well, I guess it was not cheap back then, but it looks cheap now, but so he gave it to me, and, it was all beaten up and everything a little bit, because it was from the early 60s,
Yeah.
So I'm there whacking away on it, and of course, I'm just playing, jangling, because I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
And, back then, I was left-handed, so I had it restrung, and, So it was just like, I ended up breaking it, I think.
Oh, no.
The neck kind of came off of it. It was kind of coming off anyway.
Oh, no.
So it just broke, and I was just like, oh, yeah. That's it, Could have been worth a fortune today.
Did you ever get a guitar from Santa?
Yeah.
You did?
I did. When that guitar broke, I was very sad. And I was just like, okay,
Yeah.
And so my dad, I was like, oh, I want Santa to get me actually, before Santa got me a guitar, he got me a keyboard.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And I remember that was when everything started happening, because I was like, oh, I want a keyboard, like a piano,
Yeah.
So I remember that was like really exciting for me, but I never really learned how to play it. I mean, back then anyway, you know. But yeah, that was when my interest started growing for music and everything, just started playing it. And then I think the next year, maybe for my birthday, or I think it was actually Christmas, I got a proper acoustic guitar, steel string.
Oh, yeah.
And everything, and that's when it all kind of
so were those your favorite things you got from Santa?
No, I mean, yeah, they were some of my favorites, but my ultimate favorite thing was when I was 4.
Yeah.
And, I was really obsessed with London's Burning.
and
cars.
Yes.
And I didn't want a fire engine for some weird reason. I was asking for a fire car.
Yeah.
I was like, I want a fire car, because it looks really cool. I don't know where I'd seen it. I don't know, maybe on London's Burning, I don't know.
Yeah.
Or something, like, I just want a fire car.
A fire car meaning what?
Like like a fire, basically like, like
what the fire chief...
What the fire chief drives, yeah.
What?
And but in England, and in England, well, in Britain anyway, the chief doesn't drive one of them.
Yeah.
In the fire brigade, it's like he rides in the fire engine with everyone else, and my dad was like, I don't know, yeah, we'll have to ask Santa for that. I could tell my mother was like, I don't know, he wants this fire car, I don't know what he's talking about. And then it kind of like the way they kind of reacted was like, oh, I'm not going to get it. Santa's not going to know what it is. And, because, my mother was like, I don't know if Santa's going to know what that is and if he can find one. I was about 4 and, so I was just like, and I went down and I remember so I was like, oh, fire car, where's my fire car? Woke up and it's on one of those tapes, my old VHS tapes. They finished that, ripped it up. A fire car. Flashing lights, remote control. That was my present. That was my ultimate favorite present when I was 4. I was like, and it's just, I always played with it and I never knew what happened to it. It must have got lost in a move. Or, I broke it and they threw it out when I wasn't looking, or something, it was just like, but I never know what happened to that thing. But I was obsessed with it. I played with it incessantly. So yeah, that was my favorite present as a kid.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mostly got Barbies, I think, but I can remember one Christmas where I got a dollhouse, and it was not a Barbie dollhouse. I think probably I had been asking for a Barbie dollhouse, but again, those were, like the Barbie mansions. Those are quite expensive, So I got this dollhouse, and I don't even know, I cannot remember what, like, it was not Fisher Price, or it was not like a Little People one.
It was a Little People one, wasn't it?
I don't know what the brand was. I don't know, I don't know. But it was so cute. Like, it was super detailed, and it had actual working lights in it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you could turn it had little lamps on that, like, hung down from the ceilings in each room.
Yeah.
So you could turn the lights on. It had people that went along with it, and it was just so fun. I could play with that thing for hours and hours. It was just like, you know what? Screw the Barbie doll house. Like, this one's really good because it came with the whole family and I think a dog and everything. And it was just like, it was so good. Yeah, it had little lights on the front porch too. Like on the sides of the front door. It had little lights that came on.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was so good. I'm thinking back on it now. I have not thought about this dollhouse in years. And I'm just like, I can't believe I don't still have that doll.
Yeah, I mean, same with me with the fire
cute.
car. Well, the fire car was one of my presents that year, but I also got a main present, which was a bike.
Oh, yeah.
And that was awesome. I had stabilizers. It was a BMX.
Yeah.
For a kid, it was a white and I think blue or something, as I remember.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was like, I think, and I lived in a terrace house in Torquay, which then, you couldn't really ride a bike because there was traffic and everything. But when we moved up to Scotland, to the Isle of Arran, it was very kind of remote. There was hardly any traffic, and there was lanes, and there was a shoreline and everything. So I could ride. I got a new bike at Christmas then, and that was it. Then I was away riding on that thing for hours on end.
Yeah,
with my mates and stuff. there was no iPads back then, you see.
Yeah.
To get distracted by, so it was just like out in the fresh air, in the cold, in the rain, in the rivers and everything like that,
I don't know, what do kids ask for now? Because it's just like, mostly they just want to be on the iPad. Like,
you might find the odd parent or two is just like, we're shunning technology.
Yeah.
In that regard, we're not, giving our kids like iPads to get obsessed with,
I remember, I don't know if there's anybody listening that's like anywhere around my age, but I don't think that I got these dolls in the same Christmases. Maybe like one was 1 year and then one was the next year. It seems like so the first year I got this doll, Little Miss Makeup. I don't know if any of you guys remember that. That was
Little
a big deal.
Miss Makeup, eh?
That was so fun because she just looked like this plain like little ballerina girl.
Yeah.
And then she came with this sponge and you just got it wet, You just like put it in cold water and put it across her face and she got this full like face of makeup. Put it on her lips and she...
If only it was that easy,
It was so good. I remember. And then you like brushed it across her cheeks and it put a little bit of blush and like this little heart birthmark on her cheek. And I was like, oh my God, she is fabulous. I was like,
she is so
the best
fabulous.
Thing. And then the next year, I'm pretty sure it was like the next year because that had been a popular thing. Yeah. 1 year, and so then the next year they had to make like a sort of a similar type thing but not the same thing, and it was like Little Miss Magic Jewel. And so she was like, she didn't have makeup that came on, but she had this wand that she came with and jewels in it, and her dress was like, it wasn't Velcro, but it was like a sort of material that these little jewels that had Velcro on the back of them would stick to easily enough. And you could just go with the wand and put all these jewels on to decorate her dress or her little crown that she had in her hair. Or she had these things you could put in the hair. She had these things you could put in the hair. And I was just like, I was all about that kind of stuff. I was never one for like baby dolls. I always wanted like the girls that were a little bit older, and then definitely like Barbie, who was like a grown-up, a teenager, a grown-up. Yeah, someone I could dress up, someone I could fix up. It was like, no, I don't want a baby that like cries and stuff.
I mean, when I was a kid, it was usually remote control cars or like Matchbox cars. I used to get them all the time in my stocking. Kind of like Matchbox cars, like Hot Wheels, a little bit. Other things were like, trains, Thomas trains.
Oh, yeah.
I used to obsessed with them. I used to want to get every one of them, and I used to like have a little mat and a little track and stuff, and I used to play with them all the time. Yeah, I mean, I loved all that kind of stuff. I was a typical boy.
Yeah.
As it were,
Yeah.
For that kind of thing,
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
I love this kind of podcast, where
we're just talking.
Oh no, where we're like reminiscing and like
reminiscing about the good old days.
And I like to hear what other people got, because it like sparks memories, or I like, oh yeah, I remember that. That was so fun. Oh, you got one of those. Oh, I'm jealous, But yeah, if you guys want to, let us know what you're hoping for this year for Christmas.
Yeah, what's Santa going to bring you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wonder if some people aren't even doing Christmas this year because things are so weird, and
so they're just canceling it, are they?
Well, or just like, like doing something really kind of much more low key than they normally would, because a lot of people travel out of town. They go visit family members and stuff, and do Christmas off wherever they've gone. They're not used to having Christmas at home. So I don't know, maybe it actually might be a nice change for some people to just stay at home and just be with their immediate families for Christmas instead of like, everyone else. But I don't know. Let us know what you guys are doing for Christmas tomorrow.
Yes, let us all know.
Yeah, or what you're doing tonight,
Yeah, I mean, you might have Christmas Eve traditions that we don't know about, and we need to know about them. Yes.
Whatever you're doing, even if you're just like totally by yourself, we thank you so much for tuning in and listening to us. We hope that we entertained you for a little while. You can definitely reach out to us on social media because,
we're there.
It's 2020 and
T-Buddy.
we're on social media.
Yes. I remember the first time you got a smartphone.
Yeah.
And you were just like, oh my God, I can't believe I can do that. Yes, it was very cute. It was like, I love this phone. This phone.
Oh my God. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate your support. As always, we wouldn't be able to do this if you guys weren't listening and sharing our podcast with your friends, helping us spread the word and all of that kind of stuff. So we do really support you.
Really appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Yes. And we will talk to you next time. Merry Christmas.
Happy Christmas, everybody. War is over.
Bye.
Bye.